how is Mickey?
Yeah, Mickey is doing fine now and working with the full potential. It is working 24/7 now.
Because I think it's a incredible story. Could you
Right.
like tell me who Mickey is and how
Basic.
Mickey got is with you right now? Actually, from Mickey when Mickey was born to how Mickey is with you right now, like what everything you had to go through.
Okay. So Mickey is an AI workstation. The idea was to start content generation for our company. So all the content pipeline from getting the content idea to its script, and from a script to a image, and then to a video, it's a complete pipeline. So the full pipeline, you need to have a workstation. So that's how Mickey's got that idea came up on my mind that I should be having a specific hardware, so a workstation. So that's how the Mickey's birth came. So afterwards, I went out and I built a PC. So that's how Mickey came to life.
Yeah, but
And
how did you build the PC and how did you find the right like graphics cards and things like that? Like what
yeah,
was your process?
it was not easy to get all the specific parts for Mickey because in order to get your AI workstation, you have to have a specific hardware. In order to have the hardware, you have to have a good graphic card. And if we say good graphic card, it has to be like have a good graphic memory. So it has right now it has RTX 3090. That's a bit old card, but still it has 24 gigs of VRAMs, and that's not a very easy card to find in India. So it was very difficult to find, but yes, I did find one, and it was in pretty good condition and pretty mint condition. It cost me a bit much, but yes, it was a very beautiful condition, and I got that card. Afterwards, we right now have i7 processor with 14th generation, and we have DDR5 RAM that is of 32 gigs,
Well,
and with
first let me stop you right there. So, you know, I couldn't even find the 3090 over here. And I was looking and looking, and it was very difficult. And it was crazy price, more than it was even like the sell when it came out. The selling price was more than that.
right.
Yeah, for the graphics card. But so you went through all that, you know, you tested it, we built the CPU, Mickey, and then now I know, so you're at the village right now with the farmers,
Right.
um, but you had to take Mickey with you. What was that journey like? What did you
That
do?
journey, yeah, that journey was something different. So in order to get the Mickey with me on the train, because it was the weight of that workstation. The Mickey is a bit heavy because of all the components that is having. So because of that, could not take the flight. So I had to take the train. And on the train, I was not getting the seat that is needed to safely travel with Mickey. So in order to get that, I asked my father to talk to Ministry of Railways in India and get me a seat in the train that is very like a good train that is called Rajdhani, one of the prestigious trains. So in order to get a seat on the train, we talked to the ministry, and then that minister asked the Ministry of the Railways, and then we got the confirmed seat. And when we got the confirmed seat, then when we were going into the station, the security check, they stopped us. They said, you cannot take these luggage with you in the train bogie. You should be having it into the luggage. So I said, I have got the permission from the ministry to take all of this luggage with me. And see, here is the permission. this once they see it, they said, oh, do you need any help from us to take your boxes and everything to the train? I said, no, 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 everything's covered. We are three guys here, and we are gonna safely carry all of this into our train. So we carried all into the train. We had our own seats. And the two seats, I have booked two seats, and I like carried safely Mickey into the village. Now into the village, it was not easy for me to set it up because Mickey in order to set it up, it requires almost like 50, like 500 watt to 650 watts per hour. Like it's very beefy system. So when it works, it eats too much electricity. And in my village, electricity is scarce. So the inverter I have at home, it was like when I put Mickey in work, it goes on overload. Like suddenly, like once I put Mickey on, it goes like overload. It start beeping and then it goes shut down. So I had to buy another inverter, another battery, just to have Mickey work. And yeah, this is how it's going on.
I think Mickey is kind of like our boss. We have to give him
Yeah,
everything he needs.
exactly. The way he wants the things, you cannot like compromise anything. If you compromise, he will not work.
Yeah. Um, no, but it was really cool that whole journey because I mean I've been to India. I go to India all the time, right? And I could just
Right.
imagine that whole picture of you having Mickey with you, getting on a train, getting to the village on or offboarding, then the way that you got to the village, because it probably wasn't a, it was, you probably took an auto, or what did you take to get from
Uh,
the train station to back to your village?
from Tenerife to my village, I asked my friend to bring his vehicle. Like he has a car, so I asked him to get his car, especially that I can carry Mickey with me safely, not to the auto, because in the auto the parts will start moving, and because of the vibration, it might lose something, and I might be in a trouble, and Mickey will be in trouble basically. So I asked, asked him that take his vehicle, and then yeah, that's how we got into my house from the station.
And now Mickey has a bunch of children too. Now Mickey has Brian, Larry, and
Kevin,
Kevin.
yeah,
So I think so
he has
that,
pretty much like 6, 7 workers right now that working on him, like working on his task, on different tasks. Yeah, so he's the boss.
yeah, and then we're at the very bottom of the, like, at the bottom.
Yeah, right.
You know what's cool though? Um, Yesterday when we were speaking and you showed me a tour of the village
Right.
and all of the different plants that y'all grow and
Right.
spices, from the turmeric to the mango to the huge pumpkins, pumpkin trees. What else did you have? Oh, you
I
had
have
garlic
pumpkin
too, I
tree.
think.
Yeah, garlic too.
Mhm.
Garlic, and we have cloves as well. So
And
we have
peppers. I think
especially
there's,
the pepper and bay leaves. We have bay leaves as well. So the
oh, and
way the
the moringa. You showed me the moringa.
yeah, moringa tree. We have so many moringa trees over here. Like it's a full farm full of moringa trees, and we don't grow it. Like we don't plant it. We don't give anything to it. It just grow by itself naturally. So if you have land over here and it's like you don't do anything on that land, if you don't build a house, it grows by itself naturally.
That's awesome.
And that's how it should be.
That's how it should be. Yeah. Just natural. The land has never been messed with. There's never been any like soil used or any
Exactly.
pesticides. It's just
And
100% pure natural.
you know, boss, the thing about the turmeric, there's a saying that if you put any kind of fertilizer in your land, turmeric will never grow. Turmeric will never ever grow on your land if you put any kind of fertilizer or pesticide, specifically pesticide. If you put any kind of pesticide on your land, turmeric will never grow. It's very sacred. In here, we say turmeric is sacred. That's how it should be. And also all the trees, whatever trees I showed you yesterday,
Mhm.
all those trees, we never put any kind of fertilizer, we never put any kind of pesticide, nothing. It just grows itself naturally, and we use the plants, we use the fruits, we use the seeds and leaves as well.
Just kind of let nature run its course. Yeah, that's cool. But I'm gonna be there in November with you. I'm sure we're gonna have fun. I think we're gonna be going to, where are we gonna be traveling to? I know close to Nepal.
Yeah, Darjeeling.
How do you say it again?
Darjeeling.
Darjeeling. And
Yeah.
we're going there to look at the
No,
Lakadong
no, no,
Turmeric.
no, 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 no. Darjeeling. First, we will go to the Darjeeling just for the vacation, and afterwards we will go to the Meghalaya. And on that Meghalaya, the Lakadong turmeric is there. So that Lakadong turmeric, it is having the curcumin count that is between 8 to 12%, and it's so remote village that you cannot go by yourself. Like you have to know someone that place. So if you look at the Google Maps, it will show you that there's a village and it will show you the way, but that way has been cut off. Like there are so many cut off on that way. So yeah, it's going to be difficult to reach there. And the way the Lakadong turmeric grows, it just grows in the bank of Himalayas, the Gentia Hills. So it grows in the bank of Himalayas, and um, they don't know what is fertilizer. Basically, the farmers, they don't know what is fertilizer. They don't know what is pesticide. They don't know what other things are,
So
as
they
the other
have no
person
clue
say.
what you're talking about, even if you mention that.
Exactly, they don't know like how they will get the fertilizer if they can't get something else from the other parts of the world, because the place Meghalaya, it means house of clouds.
Mhm.
Meghalaya. So it is a Hindi word, and it says clouds, like house of clouds. Every single day there is a rain, and there's a place called Cherrapunji. It's on Meghalaya. That's the highest raining place in the world. You can look it into the Google, and it will show you how much rains over there. So it rains like anything.
Yeah, I'm excited to try it. I know you already have tried it and you take it, but I'm excited to get a get to sample it and use it. But is it good for cooking?
High curcumin count. I would say the cooking. Rarely we do the cooking with that turmeric, but we do use it for medicinal purpose because it is so good with the inflammatory properties, and so good with the antioxidants, because it is having how like so much curcumin count. Then it is very good with the pains. Like if you take it, inflammation will go away very easily. So yeah, it's good. But for the cooking part, I'm not pretty sure, because people don't use it for cooking, basically.
You know what's so cool is that when you think about it, and you just kind of like our discussion that we're having right now, you go outside, you get your mangoes, you get your pumpkin, um, you get your curry leaves, you get your turmeric, you get your moringa leaves, um, you use it however you want to use it. Then you can even go get a better turmeric by driving over to the Himalayas. And for me in the US, I drive to Whole Foods, which is 1 mile down the road, and I'm not even sure what's in it.
Right. But we know here that what we are getting. And as a like farmer's son, I know if I'm looking into a mango, if you take me to any place and if you say that, hey, look at these foods and see, can recognize. I can definitely say some, like I won't be saying 100%, but I'll definitely recognize if there's fertilizer has been used or if there's any pesticide has been used. Yeah, they claim it that it's like out of like pesticide, there's no
Wait, you're
100%
telling me
organic.
you can tell if there's been fertilizer or pesticides
because
used?
because because boss, we have been using, like from my like from my childhood, I have been eating those foods naturally, or like grown by itself. The
Mhm.
mangoes, which grows by itself without any fertilizer. The like eggplants, which grows by itself without any fertilizer. So someone who has been eating those foods, eating those like fruits, eating those leaves without any fertilizer for whole life, and suddenly he eats something or he sees something that is has been like put some fertilizer on it, definitely he will recognize, hey, there is something wrong with it.
Sometimes when I go grocery shopping and like let's say I'm buying, I don't eat too much meat these days, but let's say I'm
Okay.
buying chicken and I see that the leg is like this big, it just looks unnatural, like this chicken could beat me up. So
Okay.
yeah, then I don't get that
Yeah,
chicken.
there is a question like I usually ask this question to many peoples like who lives always in the cities, not in the villages and all. So I
Mhm.
asked this question to Rick as well. That let's, for example, let's say you went to a market and you see two stalls that is having mangoes. One stall, all the mangoes are like particularly they have categorized and they have placed it very carefully, very beautifully. It has been like put down there, so you can see very carefully, and everything is looks beautiful. That stall is very beautiful, and there's no fly over there. Nothing runs out there. There's one
Mhm.
stall, and besides that, there is another stall. There are flies like running around, but besides those flowers, there are some fruits on the same stall that uh, looks good, but still there are some flies are running around. So, which from which stall you would prefer to buy the foods from?
All right, so I already know where you're going with this. Okay, what I would naturally do would be the one that has no flies, but I think what you're gonna say is the ones with the flies are the natural ones because they can sense that it's like natural sugar and they're not artificial.
Exactly, boss. If the nature is don't want to eat that food, how can a human can eat that? Because we don't know what is in there. Because the
Yeah,
nature, if they can recognize something by themselves because they are made for it, and they can
yep,
recognize something. If they don't want to eat it, how a human should eat it? Why should we eat it? We shouldn't.
that's true. When even er, I don't know how this correlates, but even when like hurricane or tsunamis and stuff. Okay, let's say hurricanes are coming or rainstorms are coming, you see birds run a certain way, right? Because they already know what's
Right,
going on. Um,
right,
Same thing if there's tsunami or earthquake, something you see dogs breaking off their leashes and running the opposite way
right.
because nature knows.
Exactly. Nature always knows. And if we talk about that, let's go back into the farming. As farmer son, what we used to do is we used to grow mustard. So in our land, when we used to grow mustard, now these days we have pivoted from that. But when we used to grow the mustard, when I used to be at home, so we used to call the guys from other place who
Mhm.
used to carry the honey, those honeybees and their boxes. So we used to call them, and they used to put their boxes in our all the in all of the farms, the
Yeah.
mustard farms. So
Well,
they used to
the
put those
honeybees are
boxes,
used to spread the pollen.
yeah, to spread the pollen. But when they spread the pollen, they make it so good that the uh, produce you will have a big produce, like you will have a very good produce afterwards if
Mhm.
you get it naturally pollen, like the bees. It will make it like there's a scientific process on that. I'm
All right,
forgetting
so
it,
I think
but
what you're
yeah,
saying
there's a
is
scientific process.
that there is a natural way to pollinate the land by using bees rather than using other stuff
Exactly. And
in order
nowadays
to
when
grow a
we
good
use,
mustard. Yeah.
exactly, we used to call them, and we used to like have all of those boxes installed in our land. But our neighbors, the neighbor lands, the farmers, they used to like make fun of us, like why you guys are like wasting money on them, why you are asking them to plant those boxes into your land. We said because we are doing natural farming and we know what we are doing. So let us do our job. Let you do your stuff. And at the end, when we get our stuff, like the seeds, the quality of the seeds, and uh, the produce we have, it is much better and much larger quantity than others. they used to jealous, like, hey, how do you get it? Like, natural. Man, nature is the biggest teacher and she is the biggest nurturer. So you have to respect nature and you
But
have to give back.
you know what the difference though is?
Yes,
That the village, there's not too big of a population. In certain parts of the world, this could be anywhere. There's not that big of a population, they can do things right and grow things right.
right,
But when you live in populated areas and there's buildings everywhere and electric lines everywhere, um, cars driving around everywhere, um, just manufacturing plants everywhere, you can't put that love and care into it, right?
yeah,
So that's something needs to get that the world needs to get back to. Um,
exactly.
mhm.
The nature, the way it has been built, like when you respect it and when you give space to nature and the way it has supposed to be, if you keep that way, then definitely nature is gonna give you the benefits.
Well,
And
that goes for anything in life.
right,
Yeah, if you respect somebody, they respect you back. If you respect nature, you respect you back. Um,
right,
yeah, that goes for life, I think. Uh, yeah, so the reason that I did want to have this call though is because this has been part of our journey and our vision in building RamanRasa. And just these are the kind of calls that me and Vicky have all the time. So to just discuss these items. So yeah, if you like it, follow RamanRasa, and we're gonna try our hardest. If we're not traveling to Nepal or India or somewhere else, to post as many videos that we can, just for knowledge and just so you can see our journey. Thanks, Vicky. And no,
thank you, you're
thank
welcome.
no, thanks, thank you, Mickey.
Thanks, Mickey.